Let me ask you something. When was the last time you really thought about what happens after you use the toilet? Not just the act itself, but what comes next, how you clean yourself, how you make sure you feel fresh, comfortable, dignified. Now imagine, one day, your hands don't work like they used to. Your back stiffens. Your balance becomes shaky. And suddenly, something you've done your entire life, without even thinking, becomes one of the hardest parts of your day. For many older adults, that moment already came. And it came quietly, without warning. It's not something people talk about at family dinners. It's not something you bring up with friends. But behind closed doors, in bathrooms across the world, there are millions of elders struggling. Embarrassed. Frustrated. And most people never think about this until it's too late. The truth is, keeping clean after toileting is essential for hygiene, health, confidence, and yes, for dignity. But here's the good news, there are easier ways. Simpler tools. Gentler methods. And they can change someone's entire day. Stick around, because what you'll learn in the next few minutes could make life a whole lot better for you, or someone you deeply care about. Picture this. Your mother, or maybe your father, finishes in the bathroom. They're alone. The door's closed. And they hesitate. Because reaching back hurts. Standing up feels wobbly. And worst of all, they're ashamed to ask for help. They sit there, frozen, not because they want to, but because they don't know how to finish this simple task without pain or discomfort. Maybe you've been in this situation yourself, or maybe you've seen a loved one avoid eye contact when the topic of hygiene comes up. It's not about pride, it's about privacy. It's about independence. And let's be real, not being able to clean yourself properly? That doesn't just affect your skin. It affects your mood. Your self-esteem. Even your relationships. You deserve better than that. And if you're a caregiver, you want your loved one to feel empowered, not helpless. Supported, but not infantilized. At Elders Wisdom Institute, we believe that every elder deserves to maintain their dignity, even in the most personal parts of life. That's why today, we're diving into real, respectful, and practical solutions to one of the most sensitive challenges in elderly care: how to make toileting easier, cleaner, and far less stressful. Because nobody should have to feel ashamed just for being human. Ready to discover how small changes can make a big difference? Let's begin. Now, before we talk about the solutions, let's take a moment to really understand the challenges. Because this isn't just about inconvenience, it's about daily struggles that chip away at confidence, comfort, and independence. Let's start with mobility. As we age, our bodies naturally slow down. Simple movements, like twisting your torso, reaching behind, or even standing for just a few seconds longer, can become painful or downright impossible. A slippery floor or low toilet seat can feel like a mountain when your joints don't bend the way they used to. Then there's arthritis. Maybe your hands are stiff in the morning, or they ache all day. That pain can make gripping toilet paper or holding onto anything with precision a real challenge. The result? Struggling to wipe properly, or worse. Giving up and sitting there, unsure of what to do next. Balance is another huge concern. One wrong lean, one unsteady shift of weight, and suddenly there's the risk of falling. No one wants to end up on the bathroom floor, especially not in such a vulnerable moment. But fear of that fall? It makes people avoid cleaning thoroughly, just to stay upright. Then there's something harder to see: cognitive changes. For some, remembering the steps of hygiene, recognizing when they're truly clean, or knowing how to use a new tool, that can get confusing. And confusion often leads to avoidance. But maybe the hardest part of all is the shame. You might feel too embarrassed to ask for help. You might hide the struggle from your children or caregivers, trying to protect your dignity, but silently suffering in the process. And here's what we don't talk about enough. Poor hygiene after toileting doesn't just cause discomfort, it can lead to urinary tract infections, painful skin irritations, or sores that take weeks to heal. Over time, it creates a sense of helplessness. A quiet voice that whispers, "I'm not capable anymore." But you are capable. You just might need better tools and a little guidance. That's why we're here. And hey, have you or someone you love faced any of these struggles? Maybe arthritis, maybe fear of falling. Maybe just the weight of not wanting to ask for help? If any of this sounds familiar, share your story in the comments. You're not alone. And by speaking up, you might help someone else feel a little less isolated. Alright, now let's get into the part that really matters, the solutions. Because there are easier ways. And once you know them, this everyday task can feel a lot more manageable and a lot less intimidating. Let's dive into the first one. White heavy checkmark secret number 1. Use of toilet aids and wiping tools. Let's begin with one of the most underrated helpers out there: toilet aids and wiping tools. If reaching behind your back has become difficult, or if gripping toilet paper feels like wrestling with your own fingers, there's no shame in using a tool designed to help. Tools like long-handled bottom wipers and toilet tongs allow you to clean yourself without twisting, bending, or straining. They're especially helpful if you live with arthritis, have limited shoulder mobility, or find balancing on the toilet a challenge. The design is simple: you wrap tissue or a moist wipe around the soft, flexible end, use the extended handle to clean gently, and then press a button or twist to release it. What's even better? Many of these tools are discreet and thoughtfully designed. They don't look clinical, and they don't scream disability. They simply exist to support your dignity. Now, if you're caring for someone and thinking, how do I bring this up? Start small. Try, I found something that might make things a bit easier, want to give it a try. Respect goes a long way. And so does the right tool. White heavy checkmark secret number 2, bidets and warm water solutions. Now, let's talk about something that brings both comfort and cleanliness to a whole new level: bidets. You don't have to invest in a luxury bathroom to enjoy the benefits of a bidet. Today, simple bidet attachments connect right to your existing toilet. Some even offer warm water and adjustable pressure, all at the turn of a knob. For elders with sensitive skin or those recovering from surgery or illness, this is a gentler, more hygienic option than toilet paper alone. And for those who prefer something even simpler, there are portable bidet bottles. Just fill with warm water, aim, and gently squeeze. It's that easy. Perfect for low budgets, or for elders who travel or live with caregivers. These warm water solutions reduce irritation, prevent infection, and most importantly, they help you feel clean without having to strain, twist, or worry about doing it well enough. And here's something worth thinking about. Some families swear by a lesser-known solution, an alternative tool that's even easier than the ones we've covered so far. We'll get to that shortly. But first, let's explore another tool that's common, but not always used the right way. White heavy checkmark secret number 3, wipes, but not all are equal. Let's talk about something familiar: wipes. They seem simple, right? A quick, moist wipe to feel fresh and clean. But here's what many people don't realize: not all wipes are created equal, especially when it comes to elder care. First, there's the issue of flushable vs non-flushable. Some wipes are labeled flushable, but they don't break down as easily as toilet paper. Over time, they can clog pipes, damage septic systems, and cause real headaches, not just in your home, but in your entire neighborhood's plumbing. If you're using wipes regularly, it's often safer to dispose of them in a lined bathroom trash can. It's a small step that protects your plumbing and your wallet. Now, let's talk skin health. Older skin is delicate. It can dry out quickly, it can get irritated easily. That's why it's so important to choose wipes that are fragrance-free, alcohol-free, and hypoallergenic. No harsh perfumes. No unnecessary chemicals. Just simple, soothing moisture. Some of the best wipes for seniors are extra large and extra soft, giving you more coverage with fewer swipes. And when you're dealing with arthritis or reduced hand strength, that matters. Here's another tip: warm the wipes slightly before use. You can do this by placing them near a heater or just holding one in your hand for a few seconds. That little touch of warmth, it makes the whole experience more comfortable and less jarring. And if you're out and about, or if you're a caregiver, keep a small pack of discreet wipes in a handbag or drawer. They are practical, respectful, and quietly helpful in moments where tissues just aren't enough. So yes, wipes can be wonderful. Just choose wisely. And remember, your skin deserves kindness, not chemicals. White Heavy Checkmark secret number 4, adaptive bathroom design. Now, let's shift focus just a little from what we use to how the bathroom itself is set up. Because here's the truth, a well-designed bathroom can do more for independence than any single tool ever could. It doesn't have to be a full renovation. You don't need to tear down walls or install high-end equipment. Sometimes, just a few small changes can make everything easier and a whole lot safer. Let's start with raised toilet seats. They may not look glamorous, but they serve a powerful purpose. By adding just a few inches in height, they reduce the effort it takes to sit down and stand back up. That means less pressure on the knees, less strain on the back, and less fear of falling. Pair that with grab bars, sturdy handles that can be installed next to the toilet or on the walls, and suddenly, what used to feel like a risky maneuver becomes something steady and manageable. These bars give you leverage, confidence, and peace of mind. Then there's the toilet safety frame, essentially a lightweight support system that wraps around the toilet, giving you something to hold onto as you lower yourself down or push yourself up. It's a simple setup, but it gives you control. These tools aren't just for extreme cases. They're for anyone who's tired of using towel racks, sink edges, or shaky furniture to stay steady. And best of all, most of these changes are easy to install, budget-friendly, and don't require any construction work. You can pick them up at most medical supply stores, or even online, and have them in place by this weekend. Remember, it's not about making your bathroom look different. It's about making it feel safer, feel more comfortable, and most importantly, feel like a place where you're in charge. Because sometimes, just knowing that help is built into your environment, that's the secret to staying independent longer. White Heavy Checkmark secret number 5, hygiene habits and encouragement. Now let's talk about something that's just as important as tools and layouts, habits. Because even with the best equipment, maintaining cleanliness after toileting depends on daily routines, and for many older adults, routines can get disrupted easily. Especially when cognitive changes are involved, or when someone starts to feel discouraged or disconnected from their usual way of doing things. That's where gentle reminders come in. We're not talking about scolding or hovering. We're talking about thoughtful, respectful cues, like visual cards placed in the bathroom, gently showing steps in order: wipe, flush, wash hands, dry. It's amazing how a small visual nudge can help someone regain confidence, especially in the early stages of dementia or memory decline. No judgment, just support. Some families also use hygiene checklists, maybe placed discreetly near the mirror or on the bathroom door. You'd be surprised how empowering it can be for someone to see, step by step, what to do, and to check it off themselves. And let's not forget the emotional side of all this. Positive reinforcement goes a long way. If you're a caregiver, try saying, "You did really well today," or "I'm proud of you for sticking to your routine." Those words carry more weight than you think. They rebuild self-esteem, and that's something no tool can do on its own. Another small but meaningful touch? Introduce a light-scented hand soap or a favorite personal hygiene product. Something that feels pleasant, familiar, even luxurious. Because toileting shouldn't feel clinical or rushed, it should feel like self-care. Encouraging a regular, respectful hygiene routine helps older adults hold on to what matters most: a sense of dignity, normalcy, and pride in looking after themselves. Let's take a moment here, because this conversation isn't just about tools and tactics, it's about something deeper. It's about dignity. Using the toilet is one of the most personal, private parts of daily life. And when it starts becoming difficult, many people feel ashamed, embarrassed, even afraid to ask for help. But I want you to hear this: needing a little help doesn't mean you've lost your independence. Not at all. It means you're wise enough to adapt. It means you're choosing comfort, cleanliness, and safety over struggle. And that's something to be proud of. Whether you're an older adult navigating this journey, or a caregiver walking beside someone you love, please remember, you are not alone. Millions of families around the world are quietly facing the same challenges, asking the same questions, looking for the same answers. So let's stop treating this like something shameful. Let's talk about it. With care, with honesty, and with the respect it deserves. Because the more we share, the more we learn, and the more we lift each other up. Now, I'd love to hear from you. Do you have a tip or tool that's made toileting easier for yourself or someone you care for? Something small, something practical, or maybe something you discovered by accident. Go ahead and share it in the comments below. Let's build a space of support where no one feels isolated or left behind. And if you found this video helpful, even just one idea that made you think, please consider subscribing to Elders Wisdom Institute. This is where we come together to talk openly about aging, caregiving, and elder dignity with compassion, clarity, and real-world advice. And hey, make sure to tap the bell icon, too. Because next time, we'll be exploring how to make bedtime safer and more comfortable for seniors, from bed rails to nightlights to calming nighttime routines. You won't want to miss it. Until then, take care of yourself. And remember, every step toward comfort and dignity is a step worth celebrating.